We welcome you to Los Angeles. The show brings you game one of a huge four-game weekend set. It's the New York Mets taking on the Los Angeles Dodgers. Today, our focus is on a team that's been absolutely tearing it up at the plate, Singy.
Yeah, you got that right, Boog. This lineup has been a nightmare for opposing pitchers, and everyone is contributing. Eager to see if that carries over to this one.
First pitch coming your way next. About to get started here. Towing the slab in today's game, Roki Sasaki. What should we keep an eye on here?
Well, what quickly stands out to me for this guy is that he comes in with a 3-to-1 strikeout to walk ratio on the season. So when you consider consistency, the ability to get swings and misses, and to limit base runners, that's critical in winning games today, especially when teams are depending on the big swing, the home run, to win ball games.
And a pop-up on the left side of the infield. Smith brings it in. One up, one down. Let's take a peek at the Mets lineup here. And a big factor for them in recent games, Tyrone Taylor.
Boogie's hitting better than .320 on the season, which is pretty special, being in the age of launch angle, lots of strikeouts, and the shift. Yeah, hitters hate the shift. He's having lots of good contact, and he's having luck, finding space out there on the field. He is an engine for this offense.
In the air to left center. Betts on the move. 2 up, 2 down. Today in Major League Baseball, we honor one of the greatest players in the history of the game, Lou Gehrig. It started in 2021, and today throughout Major League Baseball, we raise awareness for ALS, the disease that claimed the life of the great Iron Horse, Lou Gehrig. And that one hammered way back there. And that ball is out of here. His 27th home run of the season. It's 1-0. That was blasted.
Absolutely, no doubt off the bat. Power versus power right there, like two locomotives colliding. Who's going to win? Well, a really good job there by the hitter, getting the top hand working. Powers that fastball out of here.
Here's Brandon Nimmo.
It's been a tough stretch for him at the plate. Only 2 hits over the last 5 games.
And first offering is fouled off. When you think about the impact of Lou Gehrig on the world of sports, consider this. His number 4 was retired after he passed from ALS. It is the first number ever to be retired in all of professional sports. So effectively, the reason we have retired numbers is due to the fact that Lou Gehrig passed from ALS. That one is absolutely belted. And it's a one-hopper off the wall. Should be extra bases. And he's got a double. Personally, Lou Gehrig Day means a ton to me. I lost a close friend to ALS in 2007, Tim Sheehy. And you're talking about a disease that is 100% fatal. And the average lifespan for people diagnosed with ALS is just between 2 and 5 years. One of the other important pieces as far as raising awareness for ALS is that it is necessary to raise money not just for research but also for patient care. The average out-of-pocket cost for somebody with ALS is $250,000. And a foul ball. And there's a strike. Lined, and that's a base hit. Coming home. He'll score, and it's an RBI single. It's 2-0.
Picks himself up an RBI. Nice job at driving that pitch the other way on a line. You know, hitters, they take so many reps in the cages working on going to the opposite field, and it doesn't always translate into the game, but right there it did, and he did it perfectly.
2 outs, runner at first. And now it's Mark Vientos. To the right side, and that one handled on to first, and that is that. But 2 runs for them, and they jump ahead. Bottom half of inning number 1 coming up. It's the Mets 2, the Dodgers coming to bat. And we're back. And pitching in this game, David Peterson. Singy, he's kind of a road warrior, yeah?
I definitely say so. You know, some guys shrink a little bit on the road. They're so used to just, you know, having the comforts of being at home and having the fans behind them. But this guy seems to thrive in adversity and being in some hostile environment. So when you have a player like this on your team that goes out there and competes, you definitely like your chances away from your home ballpark.
On the ground, right side. Sends it to first, and Freeman is retired. Here's the Dodgers lineup now. A guy who's been huge for them over the last month plus, Mookie Betts.
No, Boog, not just the fans, not just the people watching this game, but us. I mean, we're pretty fired up to watch this guy swing the bat. He's got big-time pop this season, slugging percentage over 500. Outfielders, put your track shoes on because you're going to be running in the gaps, trying to climb the wall. This guy is going to do damage when he gets the bat to the baseball. Don't take your eyes off of him.
Miguel Rojas in the box now. No balls and a strike. And it's 1-1.
Good slider down and in can be so hard to get on plane with. You're better off taking that pitch.
One out, base is empty. Gets a piece and stays alive. And down on strikes. That's out number 2.
Stood absolutely no chance on that slider right there. And I don't mean to laugh, but that's a tough one. I mean, pretty much a perfect strikeout pitch. I mean, it looks like a fastball middle in. Kind of has cutter action, and it just bunches you up to where you can't get your hands through and the barrel to it. And not much you can do unless you recognize the spin early and you spit on it.
And that's in there for a strike, and now it's even.
Well, as a hitter, you're hoping that the command on that sinker doesn't come until later in the ball game. But if that's how it's going to be all day, it's going to be a tough one for the offense.
2 outs, base is empty. Swings through that one. It's a strikeout. Dodgers down in order. They trail things here 2-0. Second inning set to go. And stepping in for New York, Luis Angel Acuna. Sasaki back to work. And first offering is fouled off. On the ground, right side. Whips it to first. And quickly one away in the second.
Batting it, the catcher, number 4,
Francisco Alvarez will hit next. Alvarez, 23 years old. He's been on a terrific run at the plate, hitting over 350 in his last 10. Up the middle. Tosses to first. And a couple of quick outs.
Batting 9, the center fielder, Tyrone Taylor.
Tyrone Taylor up now for the Mets. Good power. Not great in the OBP department. Right side, hard hit. To first, and the Mets go 1-2-3. So no runs, no hits, no errors, and no one left. We go to the bottom of inning number 2. It's the Mets 2 and the Dodgers nothing. Bottom of the inning. Here's Mookie Betts now. He's a guy that covers both sides of the plate about as well as anyone in the sport. How difficult is that to do?
Well, just look at the back of my bubblegum card. You'll see how hard it is. These guys are great, man. They have the ability to look out there, but also to be able to turn on the inside pitch. Those that can really sharpen things on the outer half, those are the ones that become elite.
Gary Simmons has the plate duty in this one.
Well, with Simmons, it's not always your standard strike zone, Boog. It kind of gives a little extra in some parts of the zone and then can be tighter in others. But I think the important thing is he doesn't get labeled as inconsistent, so you got to stay ready up there.
Fans another, and that's 3 straight strikeouts.
Well, he's got great strikeout stuff on the mound, doesn't he? I mean, double-digit strikeouts in his last start, and he's just racking them up again in this one. This guy can really dominate a game out there. Not a fun assignment for any lineup.
Teoscar Hernandez, batting with 1 down, takes a strike. Fouled off left side. The lefty fires. Make it 4 strikeouts in a row, just cruising along.
Well, he's really dialed in, and this offense is going to have to do something to try to break that rhythm. Maybe it's square around the bunt, step out of the box, agitate him a little bit, do something that just changes what's happening right now, because at this pace it's going to be a long game, so you got to figure it out quickly.
And that drops in for a strike. Knocks that one away, and we'll do it again. Hit hard on the ground to short. Tosses to first, and the Dodgers are set down in order. Dodgers go down quietly. They trail it here 2-0. Back at the ballpark, and one of the things that's been happening lately, hot hitting as we take a look at the numbers this month. Just missed.
Boog, it looks like somebody missed the swing sign. That's the first pitch this team's taken for a ball all game long.
Line drive. Pajes makes the grab, 1 down.
Now batting, right fielder, Juan.
Here's Juan Soto. He's 0 for 1. Now a high fly ball out to left center. Hernandez settles underneath it. He's got it, and there's 2 away.
Now batting, the first baseman, Pete.
2 outs, base is empty. Here's Pete Alonso. He's already homered here in this one. Swing and a high fly ball out towards right field. Pulls it down and he makes the catch. And that'll do it. Welcome back. And coming off a series where the pitching was outstanding, we take a look at those numbers. There's a sinker at the knees for a strike. Hernandez went deep in his most recent game. Next offering is in for a strike. And that's in the dirt.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
Swings through it, and that's a strikeout.
Really love the pitch sequence right there. I'm telling you what, pitcher and catcher are on the same page right now.
Tommy Edman.
Here's a switch hitter, Tommy Edman. And that's off the inside edge. Ball one. Pulls that one foul. And a strike in there. Foul ball, still a 1-2 count.
That wasn't an easy pitch to hit. It's much easier to do damage against mistakes, but that's not what that pitch was.
Strike three, and that's 2 in a row.
He had him out in front, which isn't easy to do against a hitter like this, known for using the entire field. Just couldn't sit back long enough on that one.
2 down, base is empty. And here is Andy Pajes. Close one, doesn't get the call. 1-0. And that one fouled off. That to right. Soto going after it. Drops into the glove. And that's the inning. 9 straight retired here to start the game. It's the Mets 2 and the Dodgers nothing. Welcome back as we take a peek at the starting pitching so far this year. That one ripped right center field. And that ball is gone. He flexes his power with that swing. His 19th home run of the year, and they add to the lead. It's 3-0.
They wasted no time in that at bat, swinging at the first pitch, and he punished it. Anytime you have a pitch down the middle of the plate, the percentages go up for the hitter to do damage, even if it's a pretty good sinker like that one. Nice piece of hitting there at the plate.
Starling Marte up to hit. Singled and drove in a run his first time through. And a swing and a miss.
Oh, you just got to delete it. You give up that leadoff home run, go back to work, focus on this next batter. Here's a fun fact. Dodger Stadium was also the home of the Los Angeles Angels for 4 years in the 1960s while they waited for Anaheim Stadium to be built. When the Angels were playing games at home, instead of Dodger Stadium, they called it Chavez Ravine Stadium.
Nobody on, nobody out with a run in. Top half of inning number 4. Swing and a high fly ball, well struck. That's back. And that one is gone. His first homer of the year, and they add a run. It's 4-0. That's their 3rd home run of the game.
They're having a lot of fun at the plate in this one. They've got the long ball working for them on autopilot. Back-to-back jacks, and this club is fired up right now, Boog. I mean, this is the kind of thing where you really start to notice hitters in a lineup feeding off each other, and the collective confidence just continues to grow.
Mark Vientos digs in now. Grounded out his first time up. Out towards right center. That's well struck. That one hops against the fence. Makes the turn and heads for second. And he'll pull into second safely.
Man, those are the types of hits where you don't feel any vibration in your hands whatsoever. Such a good feeling. Put a really nice balanced swing on it, and when you can rope one into the gap like that, you're thinking extra bases from the first couple of steps out of the box, and he'll feel real good about that one.
Runner in scoring position, no outs. Acuna, the next to hit, rolled out to second in his first at bat. Swing and a ground ball. Throw on to Freeman. That's the first out in the top of the fourth.
That's a good piece of hitting right there. It's early, but you still want to move the runner up and give your team a chance to score. That's exactly what happened, so you better believe your teammates are happy with you after that at bat.
Alvarez in the box here lets that one go for a ball.
This is a situation where the hitter is looking for something up in the zone that he can get his arms extended. What you have to be careful of is that pitch that's up, that's in on your hands. That'll pop you up in the infield, and that's exactly what the pitcher wants.
Swing and a ball popped up. Squeezes it. Throw behind the runner. They got him doubled off. But 2 round trippers in this inning. The long ball was working. It's now a 4-0 ball game. Back here at the ballpark, let's check out the latest news from around the league.
First baseman, Freddie Freeman.
Pitch timer expired before he started his windup, so that's a ball.
That must be incredibly frustrating for the pitcher, but this is all about creating more action and speeding up the game, and it's working.
And it's through for a hit. So a runner aboard to start the inning. Miguel Rojas at the plate. He was a strikeout victim his first time. High fly ball, and that one curling foul down the right side.
You know, these Dodgers, as this game goes on, have to be more disciplined at the plate. So many of their outs have come from weak contact on pitches they're chasing outside of the strike zone. You can't do much of anything with those locations. And
one at second. Out. And it's a double play.
Oh, man, what a smooth double play.
Now
that was a thing of beauty from start to finish.
Shohei Ohtani.
Shohei Ohtani up to the dish. Went down on strikes his first time through.
And as a pitcher, when the hitters are swinging at everything, you feel no need to challenge inside the zone. You just keep working the corners and expanding that strike zone and beyond, and they just keep eating right out of your hand.
There's the strike.
This guy's not wasting any pitches. Hitters got to get into swing mode. This is a good time to expand the zone. Throw something maybe down in the dirt.
Swings and misses. And a nice inning of work there as he sets him down 1-2-3. Nothing doing for the Dodgers here. They're down 4-0. Welcome back. Let's check out what's been happening of late. Really been playing well.
Taylor.
Sasaki back to work. Line drive, base hit. And that turns the lineup over.
Didn't take long to get a result for that at bat. Anytime you rip a line drive the other way, you feel really good about what you did at the plate. You trusted your hands, you let the ball travel, and you took the barrel straight to it. That's great work right there.
And I think Dave Roberts is coming out of the dugout. Roki Sasaki won't go any further, and this is one he'd like to forget. Back with a new arm after this.
Now pitching for
New
the
pitcher
Dodgers,
on here, Alex Vesia, on for the 30th time this year.
Vesia.
Back to the top of the lineup. So up next for New York, Francisco Lindor. 0 for 2 in this one. Runner on the go. Strike in there. Throw. Save. That was close, but StatCast shows us why he so often seems to be on the safe side of these steal attempts, Chris.
Yeah, you see that plus speed, and he needed every last bit of it to swipe that bag. Such a threat on the bases.
Pitch misses, and that is ball one.
Hitter's got some good opposite field power. What I like about something being hit to the right side into the outfield is that the base runner at second has a very good read and can determine whether or not he can score on that base hit.
Throw to first, safe.
Up next for the Mets, the right fielder, Juan Soto.
And now it's Juan Soto.
You have to be careful throwing him breaking pitches, even in an 0-0 count. He loves going after the off-speed stuff, and he's really good at hitting it.
Runner.
Lindor the move. Yeah. Cut on and miss. Throw to second. Ow!
Not a fast runner on the base path, so this kind of looks like it was a hit and run called from the dugout. Got to make contact some way or somehow, because that guy's not going to be able to steal second base and be safe.
I don't think I ever feel how the wrong can be the loudest while the ones who know the deal.
Swing and a miss as he was out front that time. The Dodgers bullpen with some action. Anthony Banda looks to be getting ready for manager Dave Roberts. Yates getting loose as well. Here's the 0-2. And he grounds one back up the middle. Throws to first in time. Third out. Nothing doing for the Mets. But they lead it 4-0. Back here at Dodger Stadium, here's Mookie Betts.
Not shortstop.
So you talk about a guy that has all the skills. The range is really good, but the arm just stands out, and he makes all the plays. 0-1. Oh, look at the stop. Throws from the seat of his pants. On the money. Nice play.
Awesome job of getting to that baseball. Really good dive there. Doesn't have time to get up to his feet, so he throws from the seat of his pants, and he throws on the money.
And now Teoscar Hernandez. Ground ball to the right side. He takes it on his own. Home half of the fifth inning, moving along. 2 quick outs.
Now batting, catcher, Will Smith.
The batter now will be Will Smith. 0 for 1 so far. And that finds the mark on the outside corner. That's strike one. Lifted in the air, right field. Soto sizes this one up. Makes the grab, and that'll end the inning. He continues to roll on the mound as 5 shutout innings are in the books. It's the Mets 4 and the Dodgers nothing. Back here in L.A., here's a big power threat. Pete Alonso.
Alonso.
A little bit low, and it's 1-0. Swing and a miss, strike one.
1 ball, 1 strike.
Swing and a drive, deep right field. That one carrying, and it hits the fence. Safe at second with a leadoff double.
2 hits for him in this one, both for extra bases. Got to feel good about that. He hit that ball really well to deep right field right there. Got a pitch to drive and just stayed through it nicely. Didn't quite have the trajectory to clear the fence, but you're always happy with an extra base hit.
Brandon Nimmo up now for the Mets. He's already homered in this game. Swing and a miss. That's strike one.
0-1.
Line drive. Caught.
He put a really good swing on that pitch and hit the ball hard. You know, line drives don't always find a hole, but the more you can hit the ball like that with good exit velo, the better off you're going to be in the long run.
Here's Starling Marte. Swing and a base hit. Alonso around third. The throw's offline. He's safe. It's 5-0.
Right there, does a great job of staying in the big part of the field. Man, there are a lot of hits there.
Vientos.
And next for the Mets, Mark Vientos. 1 for 2. Marte on the move. Pitch in for a strike. Throw to second, tag, and they got him.
You know, sometimes a throw that bounces into second base can be just as good as a perfect throw in the air. Almost a little bit easier to handle at second base. For me, that caught stealing right there was all about a really poor jump off first. Just didn't time it well, and he was toast after that.
2 outs. Ripped in the air, left field, and a touchdown for a base hit.
The batter number 2, second baseman, Luis Angel.
Man at first,
Acuna.
now at the plate, Luis Angel Acuna. He's grounded out a couple of times. To third, Hernandez. To second, pulls him off the bag.
The catcher, number 4.
Maybe just a little lack of concentration on that throw.
Alvarez.
2 out. You think you've got the play made. Players are starting to move off the field towards the dugout, and then everyone's got to come back. Sometimes you take that throw for granted, and that's all it takes to keep the inning going.
First and second, 2 outs. Here's the catcher for the Mets. Oh, now this is blasted. Way back there. On its way. Gone. That's one way to quiet the crowd. That's his 50th career homer. It's 8-0.
With a low 90s fastball, you have to live on the edges and hit your spots. If you don't, you'll get hit hard. Really good swing there. Patient, waited for it. It was like BP all over again.
Manager out of the dugout now, and it looks like we'll see a change on the mound. Alex Vesia won't go any further tonight. And as he heads for the dugout, we'll take a quick break. New arm on the mound when we get back.
Now pitching for
They
the
turn
Dodgers.
things over to the southpaw, Clayton
Number
Kershaw.
22.
I think it's got to be a little
Right
tough
there.
coming in out of the pen when your guys are trailing so big on the scoreboard. Just doesn't have the same intensity to it, but he's got to find a way because these batters count the same for his stats, obviously, regardless of the score.
Now it's going to be Tyrone Taylor. Hit in the air, left field, Hernandez. And he makes the catch. And that is that. But the biggest swing of the inning comes right here, a 3-run homer. It's now an 8-0 game. You're watching Major League Baseball on The Show. Welcome back as we take a look at how today's starting pitchers have fared so far.
PK Hernandez.
Strike one to Kike Hernandez.
Clearly down in this ball game, and you can't look at the deficit and try to get it all back in one swing. It's got to come one at bat at a time, and even shrink it down smaller, pitch to pitch. Make that guy on the mound work to get you out.
Next
That's a
offering
ball.
is downstairs.
1 ball, 2 strikes, the count.
And they'll do it again. Fouls it off, still 1-2. On the ground to third, Vientos whips it across. He didn't make things easy for him there, but they still get the out.
Tommy Edman.
Tommy Edman at the plate, struck out swinging his first time. And that drops in for a strike. Base is empty, one away here in the bottom of the sixth. Next offering is fouled back. Cut on and miss, struck him out. That's his 8th strikeout of the game. Andy Pajes steps to the plate for the Dodgers. Flied to right his first time. That pitch gets the corner. It's 0-1.
Now this manager knows that his players are just trying to do too much. Everybody needs to just take a deep breath, relax, and let it naturally happen.
0-2 now as he swings through it.
And it really looks like these hitters have been in between with their timing today. Good fastball, excellent slider.
That one hammered left field. Hops over the wall, and that's an automatic double. Here is Freddie Freeman. That's a strike. 0-1. Ground ball up the middle. Lindor on to first. And Freeman is retired. And that ends the inning. One left for LA. Still 8-0. It's a bit of a blowout now, which gives us a bit more freedom here in the booth.
I'm not sure that's a good thing.
All right, Singy, you've tightened up the hairdo, but back when you played, how valuable was it to have a barber in the club? Swing, and this one's blasted. It's got a chance. Pulls it in on the warning track.
Up next for the Mets, the right fielder.
And stepping in for New York, Juan Soto. 0 for 3 in this one.
And still looking for that hit to keep this streak going, and this might be his last shot at it, Boog.
And a foul ball. For Clayton Kershaw, the resume speaks for itself. One of the best pitchers of his or any generation. He's won 3 Cy Youngs, an MVP, and a guy who has really leaned on that slider as the dominant pitch for his career. And a seed into center. That's a base hit. Well, he waited until the 7th, but that's the knock that'll extend his hitting streak. Singy, how much does it weigh on your mind when you're coming to the plate in the late innings with a streak going?
Yeah, quite a bit. And a hitter's supposed to say he's only focused on the current at bat. But, man, honestly, it's hard not to know that if you don't come up with the hit, your streak's over. So it's there, at least in the back of your mind.
And now it's the polar bear, Pete Alonso. Up the middle. Nice stop. There's one. Out. To first, not in time. Great effort there.
Well, that ball off the bat ticketed for the outfield and a base hit for the hitter, but just taken away by the diving stop. Nice job.
Next is the cleanup hitter for the Mets, Brandon Nimmo. They stop the lead runner at second. Now 2 on with 2 outs. Starling Marte up now for the Mets. 3 for 3, 2 singles and a homer. Swing and a miss. There's the slider. 0-1.
0-1's the count.
Two on, 2 outs. And that one is lifted in the air. Edman under it. Brings it in. And that is that. 2 left for the Mets as the lead holds at 8-0. Back here at Chavez Ravine, stepping in, Miguel Rojas.
Tired or not, he's relentless with the way he pitches. He might be exhausted out there, but his stuff is still nasty.
And that's in there at the knees.
You know, these Dodgers just lacking discipline at the plate in this ball game. They've been chasing pitches outside the zone all game, and it's led to some frustrating moments. They've been fooled quite a bit today.
The 0-2. Good job to fight that one off.
Clearly trying to stay back a little bit longer for that changeup as he fouls that fastball back.
Swing and a miss. Struck him out. Whiff number 9 for him in this game. 9.
That's a pretty nasty pitch right there. I'd call it a power curveball in the 80s. It's got so much spin on it, and you really don't have a lot of time to sit back and watch what it's going to do before you have to commit. It was a good one for the swinging strikeout.
That's a hit.
Now batting, the shortstop.
So a man at first. And at the plate for the Dodgers, Mookie Betts. Peterson keeping him close.
Base runner with a one-way lead right there. All he's trying to do is get a look at the pitcher's move. Had no intent of stealing on that pitch.
That one finds the zone, and it's 1-1. Ohtani over at first with 1 away. And a foul ball. He stays alive. Here's a 1-2. Goes down looking.
Tunneled that pitch. Thought it was going to be a slider breaking in off the plate, but it hugged the corner. And at that point, when he recognized it, it was just too late.
Here's Teoscar Hernandez. That one found hard the other way. The Dodgers with a lot of ground to make up here at the bottom of the 7th. The 0-2. Back foot slider ties him up, struck him out. Still in total command on the mound with 7 shutout innings. It's the Mets 8 and the Dodgers nothing. We're at the top of the 8th, and stepping in for New York, Mark Vientos. Kershaw back to work. Now fly ball to right center. Edman going after it. Makes the catch for the out.
The batter number 2, second baseman, Luis Angel.
So up next for New York, Luis Angel Acuna. 0 for 3 with 3 groundouts. That one back up the middle, and it gets through. So a man aboard now with one away.
Now batting, catcher
Francisco Alvarez. Now at the plate. Runner takes off. Pitch misses.
Ball one.
And
He made it safe.
It's a stolen base. Back to the mound. He's got it. Fires to first in time.
Now batting, the center fielder, Tyrone Taylor.
Up now for the Mets. 1 for 3. Swing and a bouncer towards third. Hernandez zips it across, and that'll do it. Mets lead 1 as it remains an 8-0 game.
Now pitching.
Back now, new pitcher on the mound as we roll into the bottom of the 8th. Sean Reed Foley.
And he's got a nice lead to work with, so he should come in throwing strikes, attacking these hitters.
Will Smith
leading
to the
up
plate.
for the Dodgers, the catcher, Will Smith.
Swing and a miss. There's that changeup. Reed Foley in his 5th season. He features a 4-seam fastball, a changeup, and he works in a slider. The 0-2. Battling here as he fouls it away.
I wouldn't throw him another breaking ball. Try to go again with the fastball, slightly elevated. He just is having a hard time catching up.
Foul ball. It stays 0-2. Gets a piece there. We'll do it again. Cuts and misses. It's a strikeout.
Wow, just great bite to that slider. Broke hard out of the zone, and he just couldn't hold up the swing. You know, as a hitter, that pitch is really hard to take, and there's just not much you can do with it. You know that, but you don't want to get rung up by the umpire.
Hernandez stands in now and watches strike 1. Foul ball there. Base is empty, 1 away. Here, the bottom half of the 8th inning. Outside low. Going to count 1 and 2.
1 ball, 2 strikes.
And it's fouled off. They'll do it again. Hacks and misses. It's a strikeout.
Very strong coming out of the pen so far as he punches out the first 2 batters he's faced in this one, getting straight to work. Man, it's talked about a lot, but relievers are just so electric these days. These aren't fun at bats if you're a hitter. I'm so glad I'm retired.
Yeah, and here comes Tommy Edman. His righty-lefty splits there. Popped up, foul territory behind the plate. Alvarez snags it. That is the inning. This one pretty well decided at this point. 9th inning coming up. It's the Mets 8 and the Dodgers nothing. And we're back. All set for the start of the inning. Here's the Mets leadoff man. Francisco Lindor. That's to third. Gets to it with a slide. Throw is high and over his head. Tag, and they got him. So an error on the play, but they get the out anyway.
Well, an error like that, you look at the scoreboard and you kind of wonder if they are losing focus out there. And look, it can be tough to stay locked in when you're getting blown out. We've all been there. And I'm not saying that's definitely what happened on this play, but it's not a great look.
Soto stands in here, takes ball one low. This one in the air. Betts. He's got it. 2 down.
Now batting, the first baseman, Pete Alonso.
2 outs, base is empty. And next for the Mets, Pete Alonso. Ripped to short. Betts whips it to first. And that is that.
Now pitching for
taking over on the mound for the Mets,
Number
Ryan
55.
Stanek. He last pitched 2 days ago.
Stanek.
Andy Pajes
Leading up
getting
for
ready
the
to
Dodgers,
hit.
the right fielder, Andy Pajes.
In there at the knees. And that's strike 1. And a swing and a miss. There's that slider.
No balls, 2 strikes.
Keeps the at-bat going with a foul ball. Swing and a miss. Struck him out at a splitter.
First strikeout for him in this one. That splitter is
Up
maybe the
next
go-to
for the
pitch
Dodgers,
when he's looking for a
the
swing
first
and miss
baseman,
like that. He
Freddie
throws it quite a bit, and
Freeman.
that's a good example of the effect it can have on a hitter.
Freeman in the box now. No balls and a strike.
Some hitters are just more confident if they can track that first pitch out of the hand of the pitcher. They don't care if they fall behind 0-1.
That one fouled off. The Dodgers with a lot of ground to make up here in the last half of inning number 9. Swing and a miss for the strikeout. Now only 1 out remaining.
Well, you talk about a pitch coming in on a
Now
frozen
back,
road.
second
The
baseman,
challenges of
Miguel.
catching up to 100 miles an hour or
Roki.
above is just tremendous. You see it, at least you think you do, but by the time you swing, it's in the catcher's mitt.
Swing and a pop-up. Foul and a play off to the right side. That'll find the stands. The Dodgers down to their final strike.
1 ball,
Not
2
close
strikes.
with that one. 1-2 the count. 2 down, nobody on. We're in the last half of the 9th inning. Got him, and that's the ball game.
The number 7 is such a cool and sort of lucky number. Well, this team has been playing really well, but to win 7 games in a row, there's been some luck and there's been some really good play. I think you get to this point, you start to look at, can we double that? Make it double digits, make it 2 touchdowns, make it 14.
8-0 is how this one ends. For Chris Singleton and our entire crew here at MLB The Show, thanks for stopping by. I'm John Shambi. Talk to you soon.
Somebody love it, hate it, no matter the situation. What? Everybody